In the freezing cold of 1941, as Nazi Germany unleashed its brutal invasion of the Soviet Union, a young woman would rise from the chaos to become a legend. This is a story of Lyudmila Pavlichenko, the history student who became the most successful female sniper in history. A figure so feared by her enemies, they called her Lady Death. Before the war, Lyudmila was a 25-year-old student at Kyiv University. With a passion for history and a talent for sharpshooting, she'd honed in a local club. But when Operation Barbarossa brought war to her doorstep, she knew she couldn't just stand by. She immediately volunteered for the Red Army. At the recruitment office, they tried to steer her towards being a nurse, a woman on the front lines. Unheard of. But Lyudmila was persistent. She showed them her marksmanship certificate, proving she was more than capable. Reluctantly, they accepted her into the 25th Rifle Division, not as a nurse, but as a sniper. Her first days on the front were a trial by fire. The male soldiers were skeptical. Some even mocked her. They gave her a rifle, but no ammunition, a test to see if she would break under pressure. She was sent into the field with a single grenade, her heart pounding with the terror of her first combat experience. But Lyudmila was made of something different. Her first real test came near a village called Bailey. Tasked with taking out 2 Romanian collaborators, she hesitated. This was her first time taking a human life. But as her comrades fell around her, she understood the brutal reality of war. She raised her Mosin-Nagant rifle, took aim, and fired. 2 shots, 2 kills. From that moment on, she later said, nothing could stop her. The skepticism of her fellow soldiers quickly turned to awe. Stationed in the defense of Odessa, Lyudmila began to rack up an astonishing number of kills. In just 2.5 months, she recorded 187 confirmed kills. She wasn't just a soldier. She was a master of her craft. She would lie motionless for hours, sometimes days, in trenches, in trees, or amidst rubble, enduring hunger, cold, and the constant threat of discovery. Her patience was her greatest weapon. Her rifle, a standard-issue Mosin-Nagant, initially had no scope. She relied purely on iron sights and an almost supernatural ability to judge distance and wind. Every shot had to be perfect. She was a silent predator, an unseen force of retribution against the invaders. When Odessa fell, her unit was evacuated to Sevastopol in Crimea, the site of one of the most brutal sieges of the war. The fighting there was relentless, a hellscape of constant shelling and close-quarters combat. For Lyudmila, it became a deadly hunting ground for enemy snipers. This was the ultimate duel, a lethal chess match between the best sharpshooters on both sides. One German sniper had already taken out several of her comrades. Lyudmila took it upon herself to hunt him down. For 3 days, they stalked each other. It was a battle of nerves, a test of endurance and skill. On the 3rd day, the German made a tiny mistake, a slight movement that gave away his position. Lyudmila didn't hesitate. Her single, precise shot ended the duel. In his notebook, she found the record of his kills. Over 400 Allied soldiers. This was just one of 36 enemy snipers she would defeat in single combat. The Germans on the front lines began to whisper her name in fear. They knew a female sniper was hunting them, a ghost in the ruins. They broadcast messages over loudspeakers, calling out to her by name, promising her rewards and comfort if she would defect. When she refused, the messages turned to threats, vowing to find her and tear her into 309 pieces, one for every kill she had. But these attempts at psychological warfare only strengthened her resolve. By June of 1942, her official count stood at 309 confirmed kills, making her not only the most successful female sniper, but one of the deadliest of all time. Her reputation had grown to mythical proportions, but her time on the front was about to come to an end. During the intense fighting in Sevastopol, she was struck by shrapnel from a mortar shell. Wounded, she was evacuated from the city by submarine just before it fell to the Germans. The Soviet High Command decided she was too valuable a symbol to risk losing in combat. Her war on the front was over, but her fight for her country was just beginning. Instead of being sent home, she was sent on a new mission to the United States. In late 1942, Lyudmila Pavlichenko became the first Soviet citizen to be welcomed at the White House by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Her tour of America was meant to rally support for a second front in Europe, to take pressure off the Soviets on the Eastern Front. At first, the American press was more interested in her appearance than her accomplishments. They asked her questions about her uniform, if she wore makeup on the front lines, and why her skirt was so long and plain. Frustrated but undeterred, Lyudmila soon found her voice. Standing before massive crowds in cities across the country, she delivered a simple, chilling, and powerful message. In Chicago, she addressed the throng of reporters and citizens, her voice steady and clear. "Gentlemen, I am 25 years old, and I have killed 309 fascist invaders by now. Don't you think, gentlemen, that you have been hiding behind my back for too long?" Her words were electric. They cut through the noise and delivered the harsh reality of the war. She became friends with First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who admired her strength and conviction. She toured America and Canada, speaking with a raw honesty that captivated audiences and helped galvanize public opinion. After the war, Lyudmila didn't return to the military. She finished her history degree at Kyiv University and became a historian and a researcher for the Soviet Navy. She lived a quiet life, forever marked by her experiences, but never defined solely by them. She had been a soldier, a hero, a symbol, and now she was a survivor. Lyudmila Pavlichenko passed away in 1974 at the age of 58. Her legacy, however, is immortal. She remains a powerful symbol of courage, resilience, and the extraordinary things ordinary people can do in the face of tyranny. She wasn't just a soldier. She was a defender of her homeland, a woman who looked into the abyss of war and refused to blink. The student who became Lady Death remains, to this day, an inspiration. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as incredible as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.